want to start recording. Let's see if
Testing. Testing.
this thing is good, Viper. What's up, man?
Hello, what's up?
Do you
Can
hear
you
me
hear me well?
properly? Yeah.
Sorry, what?
All good? You hear me
Okay.
good?
Yeah, I hear you fine. All good.
Okay.
I see your nice green screen.
Did you see my green screen, right?
Yes.
I see your chess table.
Yeah, I like to play chess on the wall sometimes.
Okay. I mean, this is a different perspective from your stream, no?
It is indeed. I thought we would make it more personal for the interview, no?
Yeah, I like that, and thank you. Really appreciate it. What is that Monday,
course.
Tuesday? Is the training you are getting for
It's the
KOTD3?
training. It's the training without, and as you can see, it's completely empty. So that's it.
Okay, it's looking good. That's why.
Yeah.
That's why. Well, okay. I'm gonna stop because I was going to be. it was good one. Just that good. I have some questions really for you, and some are serious, but some are not as serious. But you started, so now I feel completely fine. By the way, I want to ask you first: how is your life going there in Germany? And for how long have you been in Germany already?
I've been in Germany for 1 year and 3 months now, like living here. It's going pretty well. I'm getting tired of the Corona restrictions now because you cannot go out to the movies, etc. So it's a little bit annoying in that regard, but still my life hasn't changed too much. I still work from home, right? So it doesn't change that. My life is in general quite similar to how it was in the past. So for me, it's not a big deal.
And the weather?
Only difference is weather is too hot. Even today, I thought summer was over last week, and then I went to Berlin, came back to Leipzig, and now it's 30 degrees again. So, and as I told you, there's no air conditioning here, so it's full Titanic. But
how is
summer
that
is hopefully over soon. They don't do air conditioning here. They are environmentally friendly.
Okay. I don't understand that. People is asking me all the time about their air conditioning, but I don't know. Anyway, with your answer, man, you are so complete. You killed 3 questions in one with the first answer. Now I need questions, guys, people in the chat, because Viper is going one step ahead all the time. That sounds good. But I want to jump then into, can you talk to me and to the viewers about the team you just joined, the Gamer Legion, because I didn't know about them, and if you can tell us about them, I think it's a good moment to introduce.
Well, I wasn't too familiar with Gamer Legion either when we started talking with them. But they have currently a team in League of Legends and CSGO, besides Age of Empires, as far as I know. I don't think they have other teams. And they've had some good teams in the past as well, done good in some tournaments in different games. But for now, it's CSGO, League of Legends, and us, and that's the focus for them at the moment. We were in Berlin, recorded some stuff. I'm sure you have seen the video that they did with Jordan Shirtless. It was his idea, by the way. We just went there and we saw they have a gaming house there where we're gonna probably go and train together for big tournaments and such. So that's awesome. And yeah, it's just they seem like a real good bunch of guys, and I think it's a really good fit for our team. So for us, it's a good team to be a part of, and I'm excited for the future going forward.
Nice. You all 6 are there, right? I mean, I've been really busy. All 6 I believe. Okay. I have seen the video, and at the end of the video, I have seen a German boar, right? We could call it like this, a German boar going.
Yes.
Can you tell, because the video finished there, how did you avoid that boar? Fast, quick wall? Did you run into the TC? What did you do to avoid that?
I ran so fast that the aggro got lost, right? So, when you get too far away, the aggro gets lost. So there was
you went back with the owner, right?
Yeah, exactly. No, but like the issue is that I ran probably for 5 seconds more. I didn't know he stopped and turned. He stopped at the end and turned, and I just keep running for 5 seconds.
So the fake plays. We need the fake plays for the video, the behind the scenes. It will be great. Anyway, let's go for the game then. Almost 1 year for Sims Definitive Edition, right? How do you find the mechanics has changed?
Isn't it exactly 1 year? Wasn't it 14th of September? Am I wrong?
No, it was November.
Oh, it was November. True.
19 November.
Well, true. November. You're right.
I'm ready.
So what was the question? What was the question?
The mechanics about the game, the servers, and everything. I mean, how is your feeling after 1 year, and if the game has changed that much for you?
I think the main difference has changed for me has been multi-queue is now smart queue, which means they queue up correctly, like mechanically. Like if you had 3 docks selected and queued up galleys, they might be like, depending on how long it's been produced, there might be like spread not evenly. But now the queue is smart, so it takes into account how long a galley has been produced in one dock. So if one dock has 90% produced and the other one has 10%, the next galley will go in the 90% dock because they're smart. So that's the main difference where I have to adjust my control groups a little bit, especially for town centers. I never used to have all town centers on control groups. So that's a big one for me. Otherwise, mechanics hasn't changed too much. Besides that, the pathing is obviously a little bit different, and the servers obviously makes it more equal in terms of lag and delay. But yeah, I'm really happy with I think the balance is great at the moment, and I think the game is a lot of fun to play.
Yeah, about the balance, I didn't have even a question because I think more or less the same as you point out already. I don't think that we got a balance as good as it is right now, right?
Yeah,
it
I agree.
Seems to be okay.
Yeah, I mean, there are certain small things that I would still change, but I still think overall that the balance is as good as it has ever been.
Yeah, it's nice. I have to ask you this because we are talking about this, but this Empire Wars mode, Empire's mode, that well, you are not getting the best result there. Do you think this doesn't fit your play style? What is the problem, if you can call problem? Because I mean, it wasn't terrible results. You got 2 finals and 1 semifinal, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
People,
Okay.
terrible results, bad results.
Yeah, but you know what? You are used to win till now. So what happened in those tournaments? We can go for the first till the last.
Well, the first one, I still feel that I would have done better with a longer break, but I never know what would have happened there, right? I felt like I was doing really good in the first one, and I think I would have had a good shot at Joe in the first one there as well. But that has been talked through already. Second one, I think Lyra just outplayed me. He was, I think he adapted well to the scout opening, where he started with a scout instead of a horse, and that suited his aggression really well. And I don't think I prepared well enough for that in my own mind. But even if I prepared better, I think Lyra would have been a tough nut to crack anyway. So in that one, I would just say he outplayed me. In the 2v2 one, I mean, everyone is streaming it. It's not that big of a deal, but they just played better and drafted better than us as well there. So there's not really too much else to say. I don't think it doesn't suit my playstyle. I still think it's... I'm actually excited for Empire Wars. I think it's fun to play. Really enjoyed the 2v2, actually. It was a lot of fun. But I don't think it doesn't suit my playstyle. I just think I need to make some small adjustments on my own approach, and I will do better, hopefully. But yeah, I think playstyle-wise, it's not a problem for me.
And it's like kind of a snowball, right? Like if you make in that mode 1-2 mistakes, how do you come back? I felt that casted, like when there was some mistake, and because if the other goal is immediately super aggressive, it's so hard to recover, no?
It depends a lot on the map, but yeah, there is a certain snowball effect. But I still think that the snowball effect can also counterattack, if that makes sense, because sometimes you feel in Empire Wars that you're really getting a snowball, and then you overcommit, and suddenly you lose your whole army because you went too far. So there's it's very different from normal AoE, yes, but there are certainly maps where snowball effect is real.
Okay, I want to jump into Kino Desert 3. I mean, what do you think about this tournament? That you are the only one that well has won the both edition. Well, your thought about the tournament in general?
Obviously, I've had a great experience so far, winning both the previous ones. The third one, the map is very different to the other ones, I would say. It's way more. It's probably gonna be way more aggressive, probably slightly more dynamic. And I'm a little bit worried because the map sometimes seems to be a little bit unfair, but I think the latest change they made has improved that a lot. Krasini made some changes not too long ago. I don't really know what to say. I feel confident going into the tournament, and I always have good memories from King of the Desert. It's always fun to play. One of the, I mean, it's now definitely one of the main tournaments in Age of Empires. So I'm definitely looking forward to playing it.
Are you more motivated because of the last result? I mean, people want to know. I mean, because you are in the stream, you are sometimes like more relaxed or joking. But when you are used to be the number one, and then you get those results, and then it's coming KOTD3, more standard tournament, let's say, and Arabia. How is your motivation? How you are going to face this edition?
I don't think the results change anything. When I'm in tournament mode and trying to win the tournament, I'm as motivated as I will be. I don't think me having some not winning like those Empire War tournaments necessarily changes my motivation. It's the same with King of the Desert, like with NAC and Hidden Cup. I will be as motivated as I can be for those, and nothing is going to change that.
Okay. I mean, not because of the prize, but I mean, if you have to choose what tournament for example, you will prefer to win, like the Empire Wars, KOTD. I mean, what is your preference about winning one or the other?
King of the Desert is definitely going to have a lot more prestige on the line because it's more normal Age of Empires, so to say. So if I had to choose between Empire Wars and King of the Desert, I would choose King of the Desert, but would rather win both.
Well, obviously, that's what I wanted. Also, well, not me, but probably in general was expected to listen for you. For you in these settings, who is the one that you think is going to be your stronger opponent?
I think it will be the same as the other King of the Deserts. It will be Leary, in my opinion. Always had a lot of respect for Leary's play, and always been surprised whenever he's only reached semifinals or only reached quarterfinals. It's always been a surprise to me because he is such a good player. But yeah, Leary is definitely the one standing out to me, and then Hera, Yo probably would be the next ones to mention, and then you have the typical Taro, Nikov, Doubt, and the rest. So yeah, if I have to say one, it's probably Leary.
In that order, also Hira and Mr. Yo, or?
I think they're very close in skill, and Yo will be strong on certain things. Hera will be stronger on other things. For this map, I think Yo's playstyle will be very scary for everyone. And especially because Hera, I would say, has adapted more of a Mac. I think he's playing way more similar to me now than he used to in the past. And I think that style for Hera might not be the best for King of the Desert 3, but then again, Hera is, obviously in the past, he was known for very aggressive play, and I think he will adapt nicely to King of the Desert 3 as well. So I wouldn't be able to place them in an order.
Okay, I don't want to ask about all this, but now that you point out, I wanted to ask you your opinion about Hira was completely different play style not so long ago in Voobly, and now he seems to have changed completely, right?
Well, he's put in the work, right? Since DE came out, he has played so much Age of Empires, right? And he's reaping the rewards now, right? He's performing well in tournaments. He's getting a really high rating. His stream is doing really well. He's now joined Tempo as well, which is a proper esports organization, right? So he's growing a lot, not only as a player, but as a person as well, I think. And he's, like I said, reaping the benefits of his efforts, and that's showing. That's also something he has probably learned with his effort, the playstyle, right? The aggressive playstyle might not be best suited for most games, and he has adapted that and learned, and now I think he has become more of a complete player than he was in the past.
Okay, I see that a lot of people is in the chat telling he didn't mention MBL. MBL, no chances for the tournament for you.
No, I would list MBL with the others, but I cannot list everyone. Like MBL would be listed with the other ones. It was not meant to like disrespect.
No drama, guys. No drama. Yeah, people is waiting. You know, if you say
they take every chance they get.
Yeah. Viper said or didn't say it. You know,
if he didn't say Kapoch.
Exactly.
Oh, no.
Kapoch is not there either. Well, that's I didn't, but impressive Kapoch comeback after 15 years, man.
Yeah, I think it's rough to say. I wouldn't say luck. He has done really well, obviously. The Empire Wars I think he prepared really well, and it suits his style, but MBL didn't look his best in that. And I saw MBL was live streaming, drinking at 2 a.m. the night before. It's obviously MBL's own fault, and I don't think MBL would lose to Kapoch in regular settings. But then again, you have the show match he did now with Kapoch not too long ago, and he lost there as well in random map. But again, MBL was out drinking the night before. if they meet in King of the Desert, I think MBL would beat him, right? But still, Kapoch has. I played Kapoch now in a few rated games as well, and he's playing really well. So I think Kapoch has done a really, really good job in terms of adapting and coming back. And he's also one of the guys. He seems like a hard worker. He puts in the effort, and he's reaping the benefits. And that's kind of a really good example for people to actually follow. I think Kapoch is a great role model in that case.
Well, it's incredible. I mean, I have always said that being older it doesn't help to the gaming. But then he come back from 15 years, over 30 something, and look. So it's well, if you work hard, you can get your reward, right?
For sure.
Okay, I wanted to ask, any surprise that do you expect someone that you think that it can shine, especially in this tournament, from maybe not that known player, someone that you say, let's see what he can do.
I honestly don't think there are any like. What is a surprise, right? If Kapoch or if anyone makes it to top 16 that are not viewed as top 16 player, there's a surprise, right? But then again, the people from outside top 16 could be Lix, it could be so many. There's so many good players there, right? I don't know. Like surprise for me would be if Heart beat out, for example. Yeah, I don't know.
Jordan Daniel. Your prediction for Jordan Daniel. What do you think in that one?
I've been training with Jordan, so in my opinion, Jordan would have a really good chance. But still, I think it might be early for Jordan at the same time. So it's hard to say. But like the training I've done with Jordan, he seemed really solid. So I think Jordan is on a really good way. But King of the Desert might be a little bit soon for him. But I think give Jordan another month, and I think he's going to be like top 20 level easily.
Okay. What the style then of gameplay do you think we're going to see in King of the Desert 3? Similar to the current rated, or is gonna be completely different?
Don't think we'll. I mean, we might see some Huang games, but I don't think that's gonna be like the dominating style. I think it will be fairly similar, but I think people might be more inclined to going for feudal age play. I think it will be less of the full walls, fast castles. So probably more feudal age play, more army heavy, rather than like instead of adding the second and third TC, probably ballistics, probably a thumb ring, maybe a third archery range, etc. So I think it will be more army heavy than boom heavy, so to say, because the map can be really unforgiving, and that's like you can get really punished if you don't take precautions on this map.
Okay, let's say that Winchester and Islam win the first round and they go to the second. Do you think Islam can get into the top 16? How do you see your teammate Islam for this tournament?
Like to be completely honest, I honestly have no idea how Islam is playing these days. I haven't watched his stream at all because his stream is not in a good time for me, and I haven't played with him since Boa. So I have no idea how he's looking in terms of shape or anything. But I would say Slam and Winchester in top shape. I would still favor Slam, but I honestly don't know what his level is at right now. So yeah, I can't really give a prediction there.
Okay. And now, if you win the first round, would you prefer Leaks, Hohen? And who do you think is more dangerous for you also? In a best of
probably
five?
Lux is more dangerous, but I don't think I would have a preference either. I think since it's a best of 5 draft, there will be civilization, like you can ban the civ before. If I ban Celts, Huang is GG. So don't really. Lix is probably more scary, but I personally am not really worried about either of them in a best of 5. If it's a best of 1, it's a little bit more risky, but best of 5, I do feel comfortable against either player.
Do you think the best of 3 in the first round can bring some upset? Or some seeds that can be oof?
I mean, for example, Daniel Jordan, right? At this point, I would probably say they're very close players. So best of 3, I would love to have those series be best of 5, right? But that's not the case. But I would have to look through the brackets, honestly. I'm not familiar with the whole bracket, like by memory. But I'm sure there would be some potential upsets. But all in all, I do think still the 99% of the favorites will move on, at least past the first round.
but I can tell you a couple of them. For example, Kapos and Supi.
That's a really tough one. That's
Yeah.
first round?
Yes.
Best of 3?
Yeah.
That's a tough one. I would
And
say
very
probably
nice.
I would say current shape, probably Kapoch would be favored there.
Okay. Say my name, Ryut.
Oof.
Oof.
Normally, I would always say Riot. I don't know how either of them are playing at the moment, but I would probably have to bet Riot.
I mean, it's crazy that in the first round, in a 64, we see
Yeah.
the first round, Cowboys versus Supi. Say my name versus Ryut. Not so long ago, you would say them in quarterfinals, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean,
but that's the thing, right? I mean, with Riot being inactive like he is, right? If he was playing nonstop, he would probably have a way higher seed because he would be in better shape and he would be higher on the ladder, right? But that's kind of his own fault in that regard. But still, maybe that's where his level is at right now. We don't know. But yeah, I would probably favor Riot still.
Okay. Well, now I'm gonna be a little bit of not a troll, but who do you think is gonna be available to first as co-caster for me? Jordan or Doubt?
Doubt has heart in the first round.
Yeah, and then can be Team, the Chinese.
Oh, maybe we can do a triple cast together, all three of you.
Oh my god. Okay.
No, I would have to say Jordan probably. I think Doubt is playing well at the moment, so I think Doubt will beat Hart.
And if Jordan beat Daniel, do you think he have a best of 5 potentially against Velez? Velez seems to be really strong player for a long time.
Yeah, Velez is really solid, right? But tournament, this tournament nerves come into play. You never know if anyone gets a successful lane. If Jordan would advance and like Jordan enters the game probably super focused, probably not very nervous, while Velez would know that, hey, I'm playing as Jordan. He's this legend of the game and he's just come back. If I lose, it's an upset. Like there's pressure. So maybe he would feel nervous in that regard. So you never know what happens, right? But probably Velez would still edge it out at the moment.
I want to know a little bit more, and we are not going to make this interview any longer, but I want to really know more about you. How do you feel when you are playing? Because I feel when they are talking to you, and we met in real life, and that was very, very nice. And I feel that you are really calm, like you control your emotions. I don't say that you do on purpose. It's what it looks to me. But when you, for example, lost those, big tournaments, are you thinking when you are in those moments, like at the limit, like, man, it can happen to me again? I mean, what is happening for the Viper mind in those moments?
Well, against Yo in the first Red Bull, I felt like I knew in the middle of game 1, I knew that I'm probably going to lose this set because I could feel like I cannot play good. So at that was kind of, I've obviously tried, and my mentality is always to still try my best and make the comeback happen either way if I'm losing or not. I don't really have those emotions in game where it's like, oh, I can lose now or I'm worried now or anything. It's more about just focusing on the task at hand, and then what happens, right? Either I win or I lose, and afterwards I can be happy or frustrated with how things went. But the issue for me would be if I lose a game and I don't know why, then it would be like I would be worried. But for the most part, after I lose a game, I'm almost always like sure that I know why I lost, and that also gives me kind of a calmness and confidence that I can fix those things for the next game or the next set or whatever. And yeah, like I'm not the guy that will rage or drag like a bad game 1 into game 2, right? I forget about game 1 and then I go for game 2 and take it from there. Yeah, I mean that's also probably why I've played a lot of tournaments now through my career. So am I a robot? I see chat says I'm a robot. Or is it fine? Oh, they're talking robot. I thought a voice robot. Never mind. But yeah, like I guess it's also experience. I just don't really have those.
It's already too many years. It's not only But then when that happened, even if you know the reasons, can you chill and like try to forget? You think about what happened, or you move on and try to don't think in Age of Empires?
What do you mean? Like
when you finish with that, for example, that bad moments, because a loss is nothing that is pleasant for anyone, right? And then you more or less know exactly what happened, but you still like thinking about that, or you try to move on, try to forget, and then another day.
Yeah, like the Red Bull one where I lost to Yo. That one I was frustrated afterwards for a couple hours because I felt still that like the frustrating thing for me is that I felt like I couldn't play my best, and that's where it's like if I lose where I get completely outplayed when I'm playing well, no problem. I would love that. But if I lose and I feel like I was hindered by something, right? No break or unfortunate this or like unfair that, then that's frustrating for me. So like the series against Yo, I did feel frustrated for a couple of hours, but the day after it's gone and focus on the next task, right? Well, if you compare to the game we played now with Tato Jordan against Heron Leary, that loss is out of my mind after 1 minute, right? Because we stream, we have fun, and it's not that big of a deal whether we win or lose, right? If we really wanted to win that set, probably we don't stream, we don't use Jordan. No offense to Jordan, but he actually won one game, so I cannot say anything about him. But yeah, like
also.
yeah, but like it's those types of games would never frustrate me or bother me because we're not doing everything we could to win, right? If that makes sense. We still try to win, obviously, but not at all costs, right?
You mentioned Mr. Yo, you mentioned the 2-2, and what happened with that against Leary? You skipped that one. Did you play your best in that game? And how did you feel against that? Because that win against Leary, that loss against Leary, sorry, it gave Leary probably a confidence that he never got against you. So do you think that make Leary more dangerous now?
I feel like Leary is a confident player either way. I think he will enter any series confident in his own skill and micro. That's his play style as well. You can tell how much he will take any fight. If you have 4 archers against 12, he will still micro and fight because that's just a player is. So I don't think obviously probably beating me for him would have been a little bit of a boost, but I don't think he carried that through with him like into King of the Desert or something. But yeah, no, about that series, no, I felt fine after losing that. Obviously, I wish I won and played better. But he just like it was also I enjoyed watching and playing that because Larry played really aggressive, which is usually something that is not as rewarded in Age of Empires. Normally, defensive, macro-oriented play is usually better, but Larry played super aggressive, and that paid off, and that was actually really cool and awesome to see. So after that set, it was just like, okay, he played great. He punished me. I didn't react accordingly, and that's where I think I could have prepared better on my end to be more ready for those super aggressive plays. Because I mean, my training partner is tattooed out. They don't play that aggressive like Lyra does, for example. And I also think our drafts were not the best. I think my perception of Empire was a little bit wrong. But yeah, like that set after that game, I'm like disappointed. I lost, obviously, but I don't carry anything with me further than 2 minutes because Leary played great and I felt like I did well, but I just got outplayed, right?
Okay.
So in those regards, yeah. Sorry.
No, continue. Sorry, I thought you finished.
No, I'm just saying in those regards, I would never leave the set being frustrated or upset or anything. Okay. So yeah.
Do you think that the teammates that you get for practicing can be more, maybe a little bit more negative for you for Kingdom Desert 3? Not disrespect also because of the gameplay, the play style. Because, for example, if Leo and Hero are practicing together, since they are considered 2 of the favorites, it's a small advantage for them. I'm not telling that Tatot is not a great one. I'm telling Tatot because many people consider like Tato is the number 5, you know? But you know what I mean? And they also have Nikov, MBL, they are practicing all together. And then the play style from Doubt is more macro. No? So do you think that can affect negatively for you?
I don't think for King of the Desert it has a negative effect. I think maybe for Empire Wars it could have, but even then I think we just didn't. We should for Empire Wars we kind of just like picked saves, play this, try that, try this, try that, instead of just actually like we should have been grinding like draft play, like whole sets. We didn't do that. We just picked like certain matchups and tried this and tried that, which was the negative thing there. I think if we just played. If we drafted and played 20 sets against each other, I think we would have been way better off. So I don't think practice partners is a negative in that regard. Okay. Also for King of the Desert, I don't think it's going to be a problem.
Okay, since the civilizations now, you say that the balance is pretty okay right now. Is the civilizations will have that much impact? Because I know that in Kingdom of the Desert 2 also the settings were a little bit more complicated. We admitted that maybe it was a mistake to make those settings for the first round. You could then use the civilization that you used it in the previous round. That's not happening now. Do you think the civilization then it will be that important?
I think civs, there are enough good civs that it's not going to be a problem. But I think there will be some luck involved in terms of when you pick what civ you have, right? If someone picks this civ and then the other guy picks that civ might be better against that civ than it would be against other civs. So there will be some sort of, it could even be some mind games when you get like down to like, okay, we both have 2 civs left, and then like, which one should I use first? So there will be some, I can't even say luck involved. It will be like, okay, it is a little bit luck actually. So like, depending on when you choose the civ, it might be playing out better for you than the other. And so that will be something, but I still think there's enough good civs that it shouldn't have the biggest impact. But still, there will be certain civs that obviously perform better against certain civs than others.
This is something new for this edition, King of the Desert. The decided game, you will have 2 civilizations left that never happened before. Do you like that? Do you prefer the previous, like you know exactly what civilization is going to be for the decider?
I like it. It adds more preparation and more mind games. I always like factors that impact from outside, right? Than just jumping into the game and playing. I like when there is thinking and when you have to think about things that is not just actually playing. So that means things like picking the civs at the right time. In other tournaments, like picking the right civs for the right maps and so on. Obviously here we have the same map all the time. But yeah, I like when there's outside of the game preparation as well involved. It gives more of a, you have to put more effort in. You have to think more about the game, and I like that.
Yeah. Okay. I have seen your stream. I have seen you playing lately a lot. I think you are now currently number 1 in the ladder. Are you practicing a lot offline as well?
I've played a few sets before, like because it's no secret, King of the Desert, we're already starting to play the first rounds, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, I've played a couple of sets now with Tattled Out, Nilly, Jordan, etc. So I am playing a fair bit, and I'll probably play more going forward. So I guess the short answer is yes.
Okay. Do you think, I mean, what do you think it will be better settings, or would you prefer for King of the Desert tournament like this? Draft, hidden pick, that you can pick whatever. What do you think it would be, well, your preference or best for be even more competitive? I mean, like a feedback.
I like variation. So like we've had Empire Wars now where there's been draft. We've had Hidden Cup where there was hidden no pick. So having King of the Desert being draft, like the last big random map tournament was with hidden pick, no repeat, right? So I have no issues. Was it? Wait, I have to think now. Well, no, Hidden Cup was no repeat, right?
No repeat. It was no repeat.
Okay, yeah. So but like I like that one was hidden pick, no repeat, and then this one is a draft. I like the variation, right? If every tournament has the same, I think it's boring. But since we have the variation, I think it's completely fine. And personally, I do prefer drafting, but I know it can be a little bit tedious for casters, especially when you're casting live. And also even players, because suddenly a draft can take 20-30 minutes to finish, and that's not fun for anyone.
Well,
but
we can
except for the players, maybe.
We can do the draft or the day before, or
yeah, of course you can,
avoid
but
that.
We haven't done that yet, right? But yeah.
Okay.
I think drafting is I like the draft.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna be finishing now, and thank you really to finish the interview. Thank you for coming. I wish you the best luck.
All good.
Thank you also with your new team. Hopefully, it bring really good things about for Age of Empires and for you guys.
Hope so. Thanks for having me.
It's a pleasure, man. It's always a pleasure, and well, let's see if the snake is gonna dominate again in King of the Desert.
We'll try.
That smile say a lot. Thank you so much, Viper.
Thank you. See you.
Bye, man. Well, this is the Viper. This